Hey, what's up, guys? I am making another video. Um, it's a video that I wanted to do for a while, a long while now, since I had gotten this piercing, and before I got it, and after I got it, I just looked at videos of other people that had gotten this piercing. What I'm referring to is actually I am I'm gonna talk about like my tongue piercing. Um, let's see. For I know there's most of you guys know what a tongue piercing is, but I just want to share my experiences about it, the healing process, what I did throughout the weeks that it was healed, and the kind of barbells I have, and also just advise like what not to do with it. Um, so let me just go ahead and get started. This is my tongue ring. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Like the reason why I actually wanted, because it was really cool. I wanted this piercing for a while, a long while. Um, I thought about it. I think I could pretty much remember when I was like about 18 or 19 years old. But I was a little hesitant about it because I used to hear from people and heard from my folks that usually when if you get your tongue pierced, that just gives them like the wrong idea, like saying that you're a streetwalker, that you're trash, you're like just I'm just gonna basically say you're trash. I don't want to be like explicit or anything like that, but like I said, it was like the main purpose of that, and for me, I didn't really feel that way. I felt that it was kind of cool. It's something like very daring that most people won't do, and it's kind of like if you were to like do something really drastic, like bungee jump or like jump to a ring of fire, like do things that you never expect to do, but that's how I see it. So I thought about it for a while. I remember where I can go to places where either I'm at work or other places like that, and I see people have tongue rings in their mouth and be very curious about it. I see males have it, I see females have it, and I worked with coworkers at the time that had it as well. And it was when I got it done, it was like over a year ago. It was like around August of 2014, as I remember. And at the time, it was during the summer and it was warm. And in my opinion, like if I wanted to get a piercing, I wouldn't really get it done in the winter. Of course, I got my belly button done in the winter, but that's different. I wouldn't advise it. I would advise it like to actually get it done in the summer. That way, you can get plenty of air, and you wouldn't have to worry about any irritation or anything like that, other than keeping it clean. Like during the time, it was like the around about the last month of the summer. I thought about it like a month ahead. I remember all July. I was thinking about, when I'm going to get it done, like how I'm going to get it done, like how it's going to heal, because I live with my folks and I didn't really want them, to be like protesting, like saying that, oh, don't get this done, nothing like that. I go like, I'm grown. I want to do it. If I do, I want to do it if I wanted to, because I'm grown and I don't want to hear any protests, because I was already, like a little chicken about it. Um, what happened? So eventually, like, I thought about it and I decided to get it done. What I planned on doing was, At the time, my folks were planning to take a vacation, like to the Bahamas for a week on a cruise. So I said, like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it done like that. And I remember that very same week, it was like that Saturday they had actually left. So I went like Sunday and I go like, should I do this or do it not? And it was like I was a little bit confused, like way before then, and my curiosity grew about it. And the first thing that I did was try to browse on YouTube about piercings, like hearing other reactions of other people, and going on the internet to see the pros and cons about it, like what would happen if you get it, what happened if you don't take care of it, etc., etc. That kind of like made me nervous a little bit because I heard about the consequences that will come by it, if I guess if you don't take care of it or anything like that. But that was the thing, I was being nervous, like I was literally like putting my tongue um at risk for infection and stuff like that. But anyway, regardless, I still wanted it. I felt like, if everybody got it, it shouldn't do any harm with me. It just depends on, if I took care of it very properly, and I did. So, like doing that last week, after doing my researching, and I came up to like my really big decision on getting it done. I was like, I told my coworker, um, I was a little bit clueless of where to go because I hadn't had a piercing done in about like 3 years during that time. Like 3 years earlier, I had got my nose done, and that was like a terrible experience. But I'm not gonna talk about my nose. Um, I may gonna make a video about that, about my nose, because my nose comes from a long story. But anyway, I ain't had a piercing like in over 3 years. So uh, hello. Okay. I guess it's wrong phone call. Sorry for the interruption, but back to what I said. I was completely clueless about the where to go to actually get the tongue ring done. I didn't really have like an actual, tattoo shop that piercing tattoo or piercing shop I would go to. So I asked a coworker of mine. She advised me to go to where she went to, which was called Red Octopus Tattoos. I never really heard of them, but she said that the Paris Adair does a really good job. That's where she got hers done. When she got it done, she didn't feel no pain, none whatsoever. And how I got it, I actually Googled it, and went from there. They had like a couple of locations. I live out here in Maryland, so they have like ones in Landover, and the one that I went to is actually Morningside. I believe that's probably like Suitland or Clinton, but like if you're from Maryland, then you understand like what I'm talking about. Northern Maryland at least. So after I pull up the address, I decided, like that very Monday, I was gonna go get it done. Because I wanted to get it done, like, I think it was like 2 days. I had like 2 days off after I worked that very Sunday. So I wanted to have time for it to like heal. So, because I was told like your tongue was gonna swell. Like she told me your tongue's gonna swell a little bit. So, from there that Monday, I believe it was the afternoon, I went to Red Octopus and get it done and got it done. How it happened was I went in there. I remember feeling extremely nervous because I didn't know what was going to happen to me or anything like that. Um, am I gonna sit still or what? But it took like, for me, it took like every single nerve that I had in me to to actually get it done. So I I sat down and I filled out the documentation, the I guess the disclosures and the nose of the wrist and all that kind of stuff. Like they have you sign, and she assigned me in the back. I remember sitting down in a chair, Um, let's see. The first thing she did was she had me to rinse my mouth out to make sure my mouth was clean. She gave me some antibacterial Listerine mouthwash. And the second thing that she did was basically like took a look at my tongue to see, I'm guessing how long it was and where she's going to actually exert the barbell. And the third thing was like she had me swallow like a couple times because it's kind of like challenging when you're gotta keep your tongue stuck out. But what she had put a pair of clamps on my tongue just to keep my tongue moving because your tongue is very muscular, very like flexible, and it has a reflex where it always has to be in your mouth. It for me it's like it wiggles like a snake, so she had to keep it still. So she actually put the clamp on, and from there she asked me, like, she had gotten everything done with the needle. She took the needle, got it near my tongue, and she just said, take a deep breath in. I took a deep breath in, breathe out, and then it was done in seconds. Like how I would describe it, like how the tongue piercing was, it was like if you actually, like if you had like a very tender piece of steak and the needle just basically went through like that. It took like no more than a second, and it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. I didn't even know it was in there. It shocked me. I was like going in the tattoo shop feeling all nervous and everything, and I didn't even feel the barbell coming in, much less no pain or anything like that. So she inserted a long barbell. I don't have a description of the barbell because I actually lost mine. That sucks actually. I lost it. It's kind of like this long that she actually had to insert in. The reason that they do that is because they want to make sure that the when the tongue swells, the ring is big enough for the tongue to actually, because the tongue is going to swell. So they give you like this big long barbell, like the size of this. I think it's a 14 gauge um barbell. Um, let's see, it's kind of like this. Um, all right, so it's kind of like this right here, but a little bit longer, like to here, but it's a little bit longer than that because, like I said, your tongue has to swell. So she had gave me one of those. She gave me like a little. It's kind of like small, like a card of the things to what to do for it. Um, let's see. What happened after I got it done? Like I went home. It felt a little funny because according to like the videos that I watched and what to read, you have to eat certain type of foods. You have to drink. The first thing you have to do, you have to drink like cool drinks all the time. You can't drink anything hot like coffee or tea. You can't smoke. I'm not much of a smoker or anything like that, so you can't smoke. You can't have any spicy foods because that will, cause like hot fire to your tongue. So, what I remember, the funny thing was, like, my folks were going on vacation, and I remember the refrigerator being stacked with food, and I remember I went grocery shopping like a week earlier. The funny thing is, I didn't even touch anything, not even a watermelon. The only thing that I remember was just water and applesauce, like the entire time, like something cool and basically like something cool. I mean, I didn't have anything like burgers or anything like that. It was kind of like being on a diet for a week, and I wasn't really affected by it. I did whatever I had to do. Like I ate that and then chipped on some ice chips. I had put like actual spring water into the ice cubes and froze it for a couple of hours, and then just smashed it down with a hammer and actually, sucked on those to keep my tongue really good, and use mouthwash. I actually bought some antibacterial Listerine mouthwash, and I will rinse probably about like 3 times a day. Most of the times that whenever I eat something, I make sure that my tongue was clearly rinsed and all that. Okay, so like within the week, um I didn't really feel it. I remember waking up like I think the the day after I got it done, and I noticed that there was a little blood like protruding from the top part of my barbell. Other than that, I didn't see any blood. It wasn't really like something gore, something gruesome, or anything like that. See what happened after that. I remember like another thing, I didn't really remember, like I didn't really know that my tongue was actually swollen, because my tongue seemed like it felt so natural. I knew I couldn't just like take my tongue out and actually wiggle it or anything like that, because I know that it was still raw and it was still sore, so I didn't really necessarily did that. What happened was, like, I basically just try to adjust with it. Like, I noticed that um I drink through straws sometimes, and sometimes when I have sodas, I like to drink through straws. I know some people use actual mouths, but I drink through straws. And I noticed that it's kind of funny, like when you drink through a straw and you actually have to worry about, like a piercing in the center of your tongue, because that's where the straw goes. So it was like, I remember sucking through a straw, and the tongue ring would literally just buck like every time when I be sucking. Like, if anyone has a tongue ring and actually like suck through a straw, you understand where I come from. Like, it literally bucks, because we drink through straws every day. Like, we get fast food, like at McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, and you suck through a straw, and especially if you have a tongue ring, then it kind of like bucks. So I wasn't really used to it at the time. I would have to put it like on the side of my mouth here and suck through it like that, just to keep it from hitting that, because I wasn't used to it. Um, Another thing that I noticed that with the tongue ring is that you cannot blow bubbles of bubble gum. I found that to be like extremely annoying. Like, I tried up to this day, like a year later, I still try to do that, and I noticed that I had a hard time blowing bubbles, and that kind of like, you know, like gets on my nerves a bit. Another thing, lollipops. Lollipops are really, it's different. It's the same thing like as a straw. Like, you put a lollipop in your mouth, and it just feels really odd, because you have that this there, like in the center, like you put a lollipop in there. It's like it feels really funny. So I advise anybody who's a big fan of bubblegum or a big fan of lollipops to not get this piercing, because it really will give you like a hard time. From there, other than eating foods and stuff like that, the healing process, like for me, it took about, I would say, about 2 weeks to before I see it actually healed. Overall, with the long barbell, I had kept that in my mouth for 4 months, because I wanted to make absolutely sure that the tongue was actually healed, and that the hole wouldn't close, the barbell. So I wanted to make sure that it was good. So it was like from August to November of 2014. That's when I actually took it out, because like my belly button, I was very, very anxious to like get different, like clear of tongue rings and stuff like that. Like, I'm a big fan of jewelry, much less like, as well as body jewelry. So I was like a little bit anxious of like what kind of tongue ring that I wanted to put in next. So like during that time, yeah. So I would advise it just like if you like make sure that it's healed, then just give it about a certain minute of time. Don't rush it. I wouldn't say like like follow like on my opinion. It has to be up to you because I noticed that people they heal differently. We're all different and we heal differently. So it's basically like up to you. Like you have to have a feeling that that it's definitely, surely, definitely healed for that part. Um, let's see. One of the things that I took care of it. Again, the things that I used to actually take care of it was Listerine. It's called Listerine antibacterial. You can get it like at any pharmacy, any store. Just make sure that it's Listerine. Um, it's blue, antibacterial, and yeah, you can just go ahead and use that. Another thing, what to do, like I would say, just try to focus on things that are cool. You eat things that are soft, not things that are hard, because you have to adjust to the piercing in your mouth. So you eat things soft like applesauce or yogurt. I don't like yogurt, so I would choose applesauce for yogurt. But anyone that's a big yogurt lover, just have things like yogurt or applesauce or maybe pudding. Like just anything that's cool. I wouldn't advise anything that's hot. I wouldn't advise anything that's hard. That's not good for like within probably like they told me probably like the next 2 or 3 days or so until you get adjusted to the new piercing. Um Let's see. Another thing, like, just make sure that it's clean and that you just take care of it like 3 times a day. I wouldn't really, skip a day. I wouldn't take no chances on doing that. And yeah. Okay. So what are the things that not to do with the piercing? Like I said, with the food, try not to eat things that are spicy. Try not to eat things that are hard, like meat or anything like that. If you wanted to take that chance, I would say just eat your food really slowly and really carefully as possible. In my opinion, I didn't really wanted to do that. The other thing, what not to do is I would like to bring this up, like sexual activity. For me, like during the time, like I wasn't really like seeing anybody, but like at that same week, I did see someone, and I didn't really had like really affected on it because it was only that one time, and I wasn't really like in like a serious relationship. But I wouldn't really advise to like I would most likely ask the piercer how long it would be until you can actually use it, because I wouldn't really like advise you to like use your tongue for sexual pleasures like right away, because you really don't want to get like bodily fluids or anything around the barbell that can cause an infection. I wouldn't advise to do that. If it was love up to me, I would say like probably about like 2 weeks until you know that it won't have any effect or anything like that on your tongue. So that's why I will not realize to do. I would not say like quickly jump to sexual activity like that. Like, man, you don't want your tongue to be ugly, or you don't want anywhere around your mouth to be ugly, because that's like the main area that people actually look at you at. Um, Let me see. My experience, like from like the time that I have my tongue ring, I actually love my tongue ring. I think it's cool. I really wouldn't really, like give a damn what people think about it. I really wouldn't give a damn what men have thought about it. I just really think like it's really cool. I love to like play with, around my mouth and around my teeth and play around with my tongue and stuff like that, and have something, something that's for me. And of course, I got the piercing for me. I didn't get it for, anyone or any sexual pleasure or anything like that. I just got in it because I was thinking that it was it was pretty cool. I was thinking that people that had it were cool, and it was kind of like rock star, or something like that. But it's really like amazing. Um, my crazy experience that I have with it, it was actually one time, like I think it was like a month or two later after when I got it done. I still had the long barbell in, and of course when it's like this and it's shiny, like this part here, like it's super shiny. People can actually see it if they focus on your mouth, especially if it's a long barbell. So I remember it was like one time where I was on my way to see my father, and what happened was, I'm not sure if this is gonna happen to all kinds of women, but if you come across like perverts or pigs, like in my part, because this was like really shocking for me. So I actually came out, went into a pharmacy to get some more mouthwash, and I came right back out, and I was going to my vehicle, and there was a guy. He was parked right next to me, and what happened was, he started to ask about my tongue ring. And he was like, which I thought was he was just curious as where I got it from. And I go like, yeah, I could tell you where I got it done yet. Because I thought, I wasn't sure, like he wanted to ask for a friend, or he wanted to ask for his lady friend or whatever, or he wanted one himself. I'm not sure. Um, like before I had because I actually pulled up the address and I was nice enough to give it to him, but by the time I gave it to him, actually what happened was I was just completely like stunned. Like he literally, like when I reached to his car, he literally took out his penis, like say hello to Mr. Winky, like his actual penis was just like out in the car. And it it was like, oh my god. I was like, are you serious? I didn't really do nothing, scream or nothing. It was like I had this most awkward look on my face. And I said, you know what, I gotta get away from this clown right now. So it's like, oh my god, that was like an experience I would never like basically like forget. It was like out of control. Like I never really expect, like get a tongue ring and then, have guys whip out their penises. But of course, that's like pigs and perverts like out there in the world. You guys need help, by the way. But yeah, that was just ridiculous. Let's see. I have like one more thing I want to show you, and like the only thing I can think of when I show you is like the type of barbells that I have. Um, of course, the first barbell that you're actually gonna get is, again, kind of like this one. Let's see, kind of like this one right here, but it's a little bit longer because again, your tongue is gonna have to swell. So, these are the kind of ones that I have. These are the ones that I would probably recommend. What probably would recommend and probably would not recommend according to like my experience. So this is one of them I have. It's kind of like the same thing as when they're going to use for your piercing. Most people would say that it's not good to have the steel barbells. It's best to have the one with the plastic. Like anything, if the barbell's made out of steel, even if the balls are made out of steel, you can put a risk of cracking your teeth. In my opinion, is I really like the steel barbells because it's kind of like if you had like a diamond, like a diamond or something like sterling silver gold in your mouth, and then you can see something shiny and it's really cute. To me, it's really cute. I actually have like let's see what type I have. I actually have like a plastic one. This one right here. This one is like one with the plastic balls. This is what most people are saying, like try to get. I'm trying to balance it on my hands, sorry. Like this one right here. It's kind of like it won't put risk to your teeth like it, plastic is kind of like a ball, like it bounces or something like that. But it's really really good. I would recommend it, but like for me, I like the steel barbells for myself. Okay, the next one that I have, a barbell here. Um, let's see. This one is it's like a Jolly Ranger. No, I'm sorry, not Jolly Ranger, but Lifesaver barbell. It's kind of like a steel barbell, but at the end, it's got this little thing that looks like a Jolly Ranger. So it may look like, okay, you're sucking on like a piece of candy, and I guess it's supposed to like have like your tongue ring go like unnoticed. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I recently got this one, and it's my favorite color because my favorite color is purple. It's really, really neat. The next one that I recently have is this one right here. This is called a doorknob barbell. My experiences of wearing it is like it feels very, very different than a common barbell. It gives you a little lips as lips like this, like that type of thing. And sometimes people don't understand what you're saying. I wouldn't really like recommend to wear this out. Like if you actually wear your barbell, I would recommend you if you actually like wear this out like either like on your day off or going out or on your date. Or if you're getting naughty. Or on that part. So I would probably like I wouldn't really like recommend like for this one. And also like if you're planning on eating with it, you have to be like extremely restful because this thing is actually still. This barbell is actually still. So I remember there were times that I have it in my mouth, and I had it in my mouth yesterday, and it will actually like if you're not careful, it will scrape across your teeth, especially when you're chewing. So just be aware of this one here. So yeah, so there are like plenty other ones. This is another one right here that seems like it's like as you can see it's a little different. The surface is actually flat. So it's a good view of it. See, the surface is actually flat. This is the bottom and this part goes on the top. So it feels like it feels a little weird because it's not like the actual round circle. For this one is not really like my favorite. Because again, it gives me like a lips just as well as like the doorknob barbell I just showed you. It gives me like a little lips. And it's not really like my favorite thing because it feels like odd. It feels funny. So in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend like something like this. So like that. If you want to be curious about it, it's up to you. But for me, it's kind of like not my thing. Um, let's see. And the rest of them are pretty much like this one right here. This one's kind of like a clear one. Let's see. This one I would most likely will wear to work because I feel like people haven't noticed. Like, if I were to did a video like years earlier, I had like two barbells of like the color of my tongue, so they wouldn't really recognize them in my mouth because my past jobs basically like had an issue where it came down with me wearing my piercing, and it was a little hard for me trying to think of actually taking it out every time I have to go to work because it's really annoying. And I know it's annoying. It's going to be annoying because you're so used with it being in your mouth all the time. So I would recommend like something like this. Like this is the clear barbell, but actually like a pink clear barbell. And also they have these rings. I think they're called like cum rings, like cum. They're basically white, and you're supposedly not there. People are not able to see them in your mouth, especially if you're working and you talk to customers and all that. um I'm not really sure how that go, but I don't have any one of those yet, but I'm kind of curious about getting one of them. um let's see, this is another one right here. This is kind of like another odd one. Again, this is like one of my recent ones that I had bought. I got in online. And it's kind of like it's odd. Like to me, sometimes I like odd things, and I wanted to see. I see a barbell or any kind of ring online. I'm like, whoa, I want to see how that would look. So I'm kind of a little curious on that part. So again, this one kind of felt a little funny. I probably wouldn't recommend that one either because I only wear like once or twice, and then like it was done. Like whatever, like seriously. And these are like kind of like random ones, and just ones with different patterns and stuff like that. So that one is really nice there. And then this one here, yeah. I also have like other colors. Like I recently, like I said, I go online and I get mines. So yeah. So that's basically it. So what I could say is like yeah. So if you that's basically it, like of my experience of my reaction, my little experience, what I have it so far. I have it over a year now, and I still love it. I would say like a year and almost 5 months, and I love it. It hasn't gave me like any issues or anything like that. And I would keep it as long as I want to. Like if the workplace will like let me keep it, because that's kind of like what the issue what I've been going on with is, because I have this maker barbell in my mouth. It's like, yeah. So, that's basically it. Like, if you guys have any questions about my barbell, I'd be welcome to answer them. Like, if you need a little refresh on them, I would probably put like some of the tips and the things that I went through in the description below, and probably also add like the places where I actually got my barbells. One of the places I actually go is Body Candy. They really have some good barbells, and as well as belly button rings and any other ring that you're looking for. They have them, either plastic, metal, or 14 karat gold for that matter. So that's basically it for me. And thank you guys for watching. See you next time.